In this video, we're going to talk about the UFC's future plans with the trading card deals. I will show a couple examples of the cards, talk about the card list and parallels. I'll even mention the odds of pulling a card from one of the boxes, and prices and places to find them, all for the 2024 UFC trading card fans. So stay tuned for some exciting news. Alright, so there is big news in the trading card community for the UFC fans all around the world. I wanted to give credit specifically to a podcast, but for the life of me, I couldn't find it again. This was about 9 months ago. I heard it when they were interviewing someone from Topps, and at the end of like a 30-minute long interview, they barely mentioned that they were so busy with the addition of the UFC trading card deal for 2024. And that's when I first got wind of this deal. If you know about the podcast, please comment below, as it'll give others a good background on the topic and also give credit to the original source where I heard it from. Anyway, it's official. The UFC and partners and the Fanatics Collectibles announced an exclusive multi-year trading card partnership that sees Topps making an exciting return to the UFC trading card community after taking a several-year break from making cards. They originally were making UFC cards from 2009 till 2020, and that's when Panini took over. If you want to read the article yourself, I'll post a link in the description below. It pretty much mentions a few key things. The new product will be called 2024 Topps Chrome UFC cards, which will hit retail and hobby shops on February 28th, or at least that's what was originally mentioned. You may be thinking, hey gringo, I have not seen any Topps cards in retail shops and it's already March. And I hear ya, I've been looking for them too. Topps website shows that the cards are already sold out, and I have not seen any YouTube videos of pack rips or box breaks featuring these new exciting cards. I also have not seen anything relisted on eBay, so I don't believe anyone in the public has their hands on it yet. Looking into this further, I found a few vendors which mention you can pre-order the cards, and they will not be shipped out until the end of March. You can even check out Target website, as they mention an expected date of March 27th with a price of $263.95 for a hobby box. Keep in mind that they said it's an expected date, just like the original February date, so there is a chance that this could be pushed out and delayed a little longer. I've seen other vendors at $250 for a hobby box, so search around so you can find a good deal, and please only use credible vendors so you're not taken advantage of. The article also goes to mention the set will include 200 base cards across a rainbow of color and tech parallels with several key insert cards. Inserts including Supergiant, 1954 Topps International Flair, AKA, and Tale of the Tape. There will also be 2 autographs in every box featuring some of the biggest names in UFC. In just a minute, I will mention what's included in their set and what one can actually expect on average in one of these hobby boxes, including the chances of pulling each specific card. In that article, it also mentions how the Fanatics Collectibles CEO Mike Mahan says, UFC trading cards are incredibly popular among collectors, and we are truly honored to be able to once again make innovative and fun cards featuring the next wave of stars. The article mentions a few other things, so if you want to read it for yourself, like I said, I'll put a link in the description below. It's also a link to the UFC site. There is also another link there to the ESPN article in their take on the matter. They're pretty much saying stuff similar, however, they do mention, what I liked about it was they said, it's an avenue for people who can't afford the tickets to be part of the community, which I do really like, because their tickets are quite expensive to go to one of their events. Now for some numbers. So the box contents has 8 cards per pack and 12 packs per box. There are going to be 2 chrome autographs per box, as I previously mentioned, and the 200 card base set. There will be now 4 refractors per box, 6 negative refractors per box, and you can find a chrome rookie autograph as well. Now let's talk about what's going to be in the set and in each box. As I said, there are going to be 8 cards per pack, 12 packs per box, and in a case there will be 12 hobby boxes in one case. And the release date, which is subject to change, is March 27th, 2024. Now, there's going to be a large assortment of parallels. They are switching up the color meanings. As you can tell, year to year, things do change. So just be careful rebuying cards without knowing how limited cards may be. For example, most typically people know gold cards as being, one of the most rare with only 10 cards. It's now out of 50. Black is now out of 10. And super refractors is the gem that keeps them all at 1 of 1. So there's going to be certain cards you're only going to be able to find in hobby boxes. This includes the magenta refractors, negative refractors, and the purple refractors. In addition, there will be sepia refractors, and those will only be able to be found in blaster boxes. And you can also find X-fractors, and these will be in mega boxes only. There will also be refractors and prism refractors. Now to get into the limited cards. Speckle refractors are going to be limited out of 299. Aqua refractors are going to be limited out of 199. Blue refractors are going to be out of 150. Green refractors are out of 99. Blue wave refractors are out of 75. Gold refractors are out of 50. Orange refractors are out of 25. Then black refractors are out of 10. Red refractors are out of 5. And super refractors, which are the holy grail 1 of 1s, so keep your eye out for those. Now, out of all those cards, you're going to be wondering, what can I actually expect out of pulling these out of a hobby box? Well, I'll tell you. Once again, you're going to get 2 autographs in one of these hobby boxes. You'll get 4 of the 1954 Topps insert, 3 AKA inserts, 1 International Flair, 2 Super Giants, and 4 Tale of the Tapes. As for the parallels, you'll find 4 magenta refractors, 4 negative refractors, 2 prism refractors, 3 purple refractors, 1 speckle refractor, and 4 overall refractors. So keep in mind, guys, these numbers are, on average per box, right? So sometimes you can pull a box and you'll only get 1 autograph and you'll be let down. And then on average, though, then maybe 1 out of 10, there'll be a box that has 3 autographs. So, keep in mind that these aren't going to be perfect numbers, but these are going to be pretty close. All right, now for the checklist of these cards. I'm going to go over the base, the autographs, and the inserts. All right, guys, you're going to wonder how I got these numbers. I found this on the Beckett website, and I'll include a link in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. So I'm not just making these up or pulling them out of thin air. So as for the base set, for the parallels, refractors, you're going to find them 1 out of every 3 hobby boxes, 1 out of 1 breaker box, and 1 out of 3 mega boxes, and 1 out of every 3 blaster boxes. The magenta refractors, which are only in hobby boxes, will be 1 out of every 3 hobby boxes. Negative refractors are going to be also 1 out of every 3 hobby boxes. Prism refractors are going to be 1 out of every 6 hobby boxes, 1 out of 6 mega boxes, and 1 out of 6 blaster boxes. Purple refractors are going to be 1 out of every 4 hobby boxes. And sepia refractors, which are only in blaster boxes, will be 1 out of every 2 blaster boxes. X-fractors are going to be 1 out of every 1 mega box. Speckle refractors, which are the ones speckle refractors, which are limited out of 299, are going to be 1 out of every 10 hobby box, 1 out of 1 breaker box, and 1 out of 35 mega boxes. The aqua refractors, limited out of 199, are going to be 1 out of 14 hobby boxes, 1 out of 2 breaker boxes, and 1 out of 52 mega boxes. The blue refractors are going to be limited once again out of 150, and those are going to be 1 out of 19 hobby boxes, 1 out of 2 breaker boxes, and 1 out of 69 mega boxes. Green refractors, limited out of 99, are going to be 1 out of 28 hobby boxes, 1 out of 3 breaker boxes, and 1 out of 104 mega boxes. Blue wave refractors limited out of 75, are going to be 1 out of 37 hobby boxes, 1 out of 4 breaker boxes, and 1 out of 137 mega boxes. Gold refractors, limited out of 50, are 1 out of 55 hobby boxes, 1 out of 6 breaker boxes, and 1 out of 222 mega boxes. Orange refractors, which are limited out of 25, you'll find 1 out of 109 hobby boxes, 1 out of 12 breaker boxes, and 1 out of 144 mega boxes. As for the black refractors, they're in multiple boxes here, so stay with me. So black refractors are limited out of 10. They're going to be in 1 out of every 271 hobby boxes, 1 out of 29 breaker boxes, 1 out of 1,077 hobby megas, 1 out of 1,103 mega EA boxes, and 1 out of 1,096 mega SE boxes. Red refractors, which are limited out of 5, are going to be in 1 out of 541 hobby boxes, 1 out of 57 breaker boxes, and 1 out of 2,153 mega boxes. Superfractors, which are the holy grail, the one of ones, guys, those are going to be in 1 out of every 2,705 hobby boxes, 1 out of 301 breaker boxes, and 1 out of 15,066 hobby megas, and then 1 out of 10,804 mega EA, and 1 out of 11,585 mega SEs. Alright guys, onto the chances of pulling these autographs, specifically for the parallels and even the Chrome Rookie. As for the Chrome Rookie, you can find 1 in 97 hobby boxes, 1 in 4 breaker boxes, 1 in 44 megas, and 1 in 176 blaster packs. Now for the parallels with autograph, you can find a refractor in 1 out of 451 hobby boxes, 1 out of 17 breaker boxes, 1 out of 205 mega boxes, and 1 out of 823 blasters. For gold refractors, you can find 1 out of 1,348 hobby boxes, 1 out of 50 breaker boxes, 1 out of 615 megas, and 1 out of 2,475 blasters. For the orange refractor autographs, we can find it 1 out of 2,705 hobbies, 1 out of 99 breakers, and 1 out of 1,256 megas. The black refractor autographs, we can find 1 out of 6,809 hobby boxes, 1 out of 251 breakers, 1 out of 3,014 megas, and 1 out of 12,635 blasters. As for a red refractor autograph card, limited out of 5, mind you, it is 1 out of 13,618 hobby boxes, 1 out of 502 breakers, and 1 out of 6,027 mega boxes, and 1 out of every 2,405 blasters. For the super refractors, autographed now, 1 of ones, you're going to find 1 out of every 65,818 hobby boxes, or 1 out of every 3,007 breaker boxes, 1 out of 30,132 mega boxes, or you can even find 1 out of every 120,024 blaster boxes. So good luck finding those. And as we move on to the chances of pulling these inserts, refractors are going to be out of 1 out of every 34 hobby boxes, 1 out of 17 breakers. Gold refractors are going to be 1 out of every 335 hobby boxes and 1 out of 16 breakers. Black refractors are going to be 1 out of every 1,674 hobby boxes and 1 out of every 860 breaker boxes. Red refractors are going to be 1 out of every 3,347 hobby boxes and 1 out of every 1,504 breaker boxes. As for the super refractors, we're going to find those 1 of ones, 1 out of every 17,170 hobby boxes, or 1 out of every 6,014 breaker boxes. Alright guys, I know I listed a lot of information there, so once again I am including several links in the description below if you want to check my sources. I was just reading this off of a script, as I'm sure you could tell, as there was a lot of information and I wanted to get it right. I wish you guys all the best in your trading card avenues and getting some great pulls. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, guys, please, comment below. Let me know what you think or if you have any other questions. Best of luck in those trading card pulls, guys. I'm really excited about the future, and I hope you guys are too. And stay tuned for more. See ya.